guys, welcome back to Undefeated at Locals. Once again, Marvin and Edgar here. As some of you have heard, we have some pretty big news in the game.
Yeah.
Kicking off with Section 1, what do we got here, Edgar?
So they're doing a full rebrand from Jasco Games to UniVersus Games, which I find interesting. They've definitely done a lot more UniVersus lately than
for sure. UVS has kind of just been what's been going around for a while now, right? The lingo of the community since MHA started.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Jason no longer with the company. Why name your company after a guy that's not here anymore?
It's no longer Jason Company.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. They're definitely. It looks like they're trying to bring it in front of more eyes. It's a lot easier for someone to look at a game and be like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, it's UniVersus," rather than, "Oh, this is Jasco Games."
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
So,
Pokemon Company, Pokemon TCG. Yeah. A lot more in line with some of the bigger games. Yeah, guys, looks really good. I like their new logo. Getting into the next area here, we have UniVersus itself. This is the new pizzazz they've set up for the card game. All orange. I love it. You can read the article on their website, or even better, watch the video that Lohan and Paul put out. Mm-hmm. But they really go into detail on why they've decided to go with these logos. For one, being the orange cards are what we hunt for in the game, right? The attacks are the biggest, the baddest in the card game. Feels powerful when you sling them, so they wanted to go with orange for that area. And I really like that choice. Orange has really been like kind of the essence of UFS UniVersus for a long time, and they really kind of brought it into the entire logo here.
Yeah, it's all looking really good. Their fonts, and we'll get into more of that.
It's so much more professional. It just looks so much better. Yeah. And then they've even brought it into their packs, guys. As soon as you open a box of UniVersus, as Paul said himself, you're going to know that it's UniVersus. Again, that orange logo, super nice text here. This entire thing looks amazing. I'm very excited that they brought it into their packaging as well.
Yeah, some uniformity is going to do us a lot.
Yeah. And then the big bad card backs themselves. This caught a lot of flack in the community.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's definitely much more simple, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You know, some people are going to like it, some people aren't. But the big thing is, guys, we don't see these ever.
Yeah, we don't get to look at the card backs in tournament play. And at its baseline, it's just so cool. We got UFS mixing with UniVersus here, the orange and the blue, even spiraling two things versing each other, you know, very, very cool concept art. And again, it's not something that I super have to care about as a player. If I don't like the look of this, the great thing is I don't have to look at the back of it. I'm trying to look at the front of these cards.
This is an opportunity for UniVersus Games. Print official card back sleeves.
Yes, give me back the UFS sleeves, guys. What's up? So a lot of flack, but I honestly love it. I don't really. As we go through the video, you guys will realize I don't really have a negative to say about any of these updates. Least of all this one.
This is the smallest thing.
That
we've done, and it's good.
It's fine. It is what it is. It's cool. If you're gonna rebrand, you're gonna rebrand the entire thing, right? Yeah. We don't want this red logo. We want the white font. We want the orange.
Yeah. So. I do have a special place in my heart for that UniVersus logo.
Yeah,
but it's fine.
It is what it is. And then we have the other big controversy in the community, the card frame update. We're gonna get into showing you guys the entire redesign of the front of the cards, the part that matters. Yeah. The cards themselves here. So. This article by Hitch, he's the art director for the game. Read this guy's article, guys. We're not going to go word for word, but you guys definitely should. This guy, his knowledge of our card game is like second to none. The article's great. He takes us through a step-by-step process of how they figured out how to do this. So this is like version 1, V1 that they called this, of the new way that they wanted to make the cards. This is, from what we're told in the article, what they brought to the HLC. That's like a really interesting point. They brought this to the players themselves.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I wasn't important enough to see it at the HLC, but that makes a lot of sense. But it's great that players did get a chance to give them feedback, offer them solutions. Mm-hmm. We see the keywords right here. Players told them that this brings a little bit too much focus to this area, and I don't disagree. Why do I need to see tape lash, range, throw, you know? Mm-hmm. Or stun one, I mean. Why do I need to see any of this text? Like, this should definitely be elsewhere on the card. So already you can see some of the changes that were made. We removed the borders, which is very good. I hate these rock borders.
Yeah, it's excessive. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't apply anything unique, right? Like,
nope.
The new design is definitely cleaner. It's sharper. It's easier to read.
Less is more here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's like the main thing. The other thing mentioned in this part of the article is that we left room now for multiple symbols, up to 6, apparently, is what Hitch tells us. He tells us to shh. That's going to come later, apparently. But yeah, up to 6 symbols on a card. Super interesting stuff mechanically for the game. Let's get into their version 2 here that he's talking about. Version 2 changes where those keywords are. Now the keywords are going to be down here on the card. We went from kind of transparent to a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more color, which I like.
Gives you a little more of a feel of where your important text is.
Yes, exactly. It really guides players to look at this part rather than the symbols, right? Mm-hmm. That's my main takeaway here. Why were these symbols ever so big on the card? This doesn't matter outside of deck building. Like,
there's that one card in every 1,000 that matters.
Matters, yeah, 100%.
But
everything else, this is great. They really emphasized the title of the card, which I like. Again, borderless. That's going to be... Borders are gone, guys. Every version that you're about to see, there's no borders. They're gone. They're out of here.
Which is great. Like, especially with some of the other stuff we're going to get into later.
Yeah,
everything
100%.
that they're doing here makes a ton of sense.
Absolutely.
I can't fault them for anything they've done here.
They added kind of like the little bleed line error here that we used to have on UFS cards, like kind of going back to the heritage is like what he's going to mention in the article here for you guys, which is also very cool. And that's version 2. Getting into version 3 here, this is where we get into like different rarity textures, which is super interesting. So this is like common versus uncommon.
Yeah.
Common has like this, not very much going on here, not very much going on behind the text. Then we get to uncommon where there's a lot going on behind this text, right?
Yeah. And this is also their first little sneaky, here's a sneak peek of Jetburn.
Yes, yeah. Number 2 Pro Hero. What's up, guys? Come on, UVS.
Yeah.
Show us more spoilers. But they're gonna really, you're really gonna know the difference between a common and an uncommon card in this set, and that's crazy.
It's gonna be super easy to tell, and even further than that, common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, extra rare, special.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all gonna have a different thing going on back here, which I really, really like.
Again, I think the only qualm I have with this new design, and it's a me personally thing, is I like to stack my foundations so that the name is at the top.
Yeah, now name's never going to be at the top again, guys. Name's direct middle. Yeah. Now they're going into different rarities, how different rarities interact on these cards, and full arts, right? Different rarities are going to have different versions of full art. Mm-hmm. From full art that still has this little border here, that still has that old school little bleed line, to max rarity that is full bleed. This is just all card art, which is super, super neat. Really like that a lot. The different, like, you can see here that, like, non-hollow bleed line to hollow bleed line, super cool.
It looks great. And you can can see down there the room for extra symbols.
Yes, yeah, room for 6 symbols here, guys.
And all of our information is still here. Still says Foundation on it. It still gives you the collector number, the rarity. Everything's still there. It just looks so much more open.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, again, us in the community, some of us kind of had issues with it, and issues are good, right? Controversies like good, conflict is good. You should let out your frustrations. If you don't like these cards, you should definitely tell UVS Games now, and like help guide them to what's better for all of us. But it is kind of interesting that I've heard a few people in the community mention that it's going to be harder to teach new players with this text. I completely disagree. I think all the most relevant information is now the only information visible on this part of the card.
Yeah.
All of the irrelevant information is kind of down here, right? We should already, before they jump into the game, we should be explaining like the symbol choices and whatnot. Yeah. And how to find out if it's a foundation versus an attack.
It's definitely the first thing you see now is the more relevant information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't know how to tell you how many people I've taught to play the game whose first question is like, why are these symbols here?
Yeah.
What do these mean?
What do I do with these inside the game?
Yeah.
Nothing, funny enough.
Yeah, nothing most of the time. So.
Yeah, all good stuff with the card design. Again, Hitch's article is just so much information, so much insight to how the team decided to do this. So definitely go give them a look. I am not giving this article enough credit here.
Also, that was another sneaky peek at a set 6 card.
Yes, yeah. We're in
7,
6, 6, yeah. Jetburn, yeah, 6. We're getting there. And then, last but not least, a complete redesign of what the symbols look like. So crazy. A lot of the same, right? Earth, evil, life, order, water. These guys all look the same, even death a little bit. Chaos is now pink, which is super neat. Like, all of these just pop more on the cards, right?
Yeah, so with the 3-color system, they're able to put a more high definition, poppy icon down. Yeah. In a smaller area.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it can take up a smaller area of the card, but still pop out all the same. Mm-hmm. Some big changes. All looks completely different. We're not orange anymore, guys. Yeah. It's not just orange. Air looks a little bit different. Void kind of threw me for a loop this morning. Yeah. I really thought that this was air for a while, guys.
Good.
Yeah, goods. My symbol, we're a star now. We're a star.
Makes sense.
Yeah. No, all good things. Again, really shouldn't be like yes, it's a change. Some people always have issues with change. I get it, but overall, this is doesn't super matter. It is what it is. They don't look terrible. I like that they're smaller on the card now.
And it's definitely easier to read. For the longest time, early in my career, Chaos and Evil.
It just kind of became the same symbol. Yeah. Very fair. But yeah, this should be the end of the card frame update. Again, UVS Games, they have all the news on their website. Go through, read the homies' entire article, a lot of insight to why they made these choices. Next, we have Set 6 Jetburn, guys. We've got the Hood. We have Endeavor, now the pro hero.
Yeah, now number 1 hero.
Now the number 1 hero. We've got Hawks. Very, very cool stuff. Let's jump into all the crazy information that we got out of the Jetburn announcement. Introducing character alternate arts.
This is huge for us, guys. And if you read it, it's not just Jetburn characters.
Yeah, it's all MHA characters.
Yeah, the chance of characters from previous sets, which is just so much money. Such a good announcement, in my opinion.
It's the secondary market's been such a big controversy in the community. As most of you know, we really haven't had one outside of Chrome Rares and RLE promos. Yeah. The RLE alternate arts. Outside of that, we maybe have 2 ultra rares a set that are $5 to $10. The rest, even Undaunted Raid, all of the ultra rares have fallen to $1 or less. Like, it's already started to happen. I don't see that happening with Jetburn. Character alternate arts will probably make sure that when you buy a box, you're going to at least have an opportunity to gain the value back, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have the opportunity to get all of it back, which is super, super nice. Next up, we have the Jetburn pre-release. Big information here, guys, is the fact that we now have sets coming out. We get the pre-release pack just like usual. This time, though, they heard the community, they listened to the feedback. Instead of getting a mechanically unique promo, which we all hate, they're going to include a random XR or character alternate art in your pre-release kit.
It's big. That I'm going to go out of town to attend pre-releases.
Yes,
more pre-release
absolutely.
Kits, you know, Bright Future, I didn't need more than 4 of those.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want more than 4 of those. I'm gonna want to buy extras if LGSs can allow it, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is very, very big. They had already made it much more available in Undaunted Raid, right?
Yeah.
They made me want to go more with how the kits were done. This makes me want to attend every single one that I can. So yeah, guys, look forward to your pre-release events with now more cards to collect. Yeah. Changes that they're keeping. We're keeping a character in every booster pack, which is always good for the draft and sealed format. They're keeping Chrome Rares in set 6. Now they're going to be character Chrome Rares rather than the attacks that they've done. I think that's overall better. If you pull the hotness, you want it to be the hotness that's always in your staging area.
Like, they've been experimenting, and experimenting is good. They were like, okay, yeah, maybe attacks aren't the thing. People weren't nearly as excited about the attack Chrome Rares. They were still excited. There was still a ton of buzz for the Chrome Rares. But
yeah, for sure.
They weren't as sought after as the characters, for sure. So this is definitely a good change. We're seeing the new designs are going to come out on these cards. We're seeing
secret rares being 1 per box.
Secret rares 1 per box, yeah.
So yeah, all the good stuff that we had in Undaunted Raid, thankfully we're not taking a step back on, and then we're gaining so much out of these alternate arts. So yeah, keep a lookout for your pre-release. And then, nothing to see here. Of course, they can't talk about Jetburn without some reveals. Not 1, but 2 cards. We got Hawks and Hawk's Feather. His 1 diff attack.
I love it. I love strange little weird things like this. Like, Hawk's Feather, it's a 1 diff, 1 mid for 1. Like, you probably just let this hit you most of the time.
Yeah.
And I love that it exists for that.
Absolutely. And like defensively, this card's nuts, right?
Yeah.
If we're building this character on a good defensive package, we're now an 8-hander that just constantly has this great 2 of this great block in our hand. With this static of when we start our turn, we search our discard pile for 2 copies of this bad boy.
And I'm sure that they did reveal 2 other set 2 cards, which may have been, incomplete.
Yeah, for sure. These are like in progress cards. Yeah,
these 2, I believe, are their
final. Yep,
versions.
This is how Hawks and Hawk's Feather is going to be released, which is very cool to see. We've got good, void, and
chaos.
Evil.
Yeah, that's right. See, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, evil's still chaos for you. So super interesting symbol mock-up as well. Good and evil being on the same character is pretty wild, pretty sweet. Super interesting stuff. We get to kind of see what the new card design is going to look at for characters as well. Now we have our hand size and health on the right side of the card.
Yeah, and again, it just opens up the art so much more.
Absolutely, it does. Yeah, these cards look insane. We no longer have the backdrop to the text on our character cards, which is super cool. Yeah, it just looks right out of the box. This character looks so cool, and like the foil versions, the alternate versions are going to look even better.
Yeah.
So then we got after that. We have the other big announcement here is the new Challenger series. New challengers approach, friends. New challengers approach. As promised so many moons ago, we finally have new IPs joining the UniVersus format. It's no longer going to be My Hero only. There's going to be several formats. As we talk about it, they've given us quite a few updates throughout the day. So we'll get into that with you guys right now. Get ready for new challengers. Spike and Faye return to UniVersus. Cowboy Bebop is back. Some of you old heads out there already know Cowboy Bebop has been an entire set in UniVersus in the past. We're going to have them return to us. These, as we get into it, you guys will really learn about what these decks are all about. But yeah, we have Cowboy Bebop, and then what's our other IP here?
We're getting Trigun Stampede, which is a newer IP for sure. It's interesting that they went with Stampede over, old school Trigun.
Yeah, for sure. Super cool that
the artwork is definitely more up to date. Hopefully, my hope is that they go full custom art across the board. But they'll get screen caps from the animation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, new season coming out, very very popular. So I'm sure we'll get new players in. We'll get old players back in with Spike's return. All very good things for the community and the game overall.
Yeah, and this is the thing to talk about here is these aren't sets. These are Challenger Series decks.
Yes, yeah, this is not going to be full sets at all. It sounds like from what Paul has said, we have 8 million IPs coming into the game. Too many for them to handle, from what he said in the video. So they're going to do these new IPs as Challenger Series 60 card decks that you can see right here, rather than full set releases, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Not only does it give you new IPs, but it also gives us little products in between the bigger releases to look forward to,
not
right?
Something as not like a DLC. This is something you can pick up, you can play with it. It doesn't feel like you've just spent, X amount of money to get a handful of cards that you can't do anything with as a new player.
100%. They're even telling us in this article that this is really for the veteran players out there.
Yeah.
These decks are claimed to be tournament ready.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I can rip this thing up in top 16 in events with this. That's what I'm hearing.
We're gonna try.
Absolutely.
I call. I'll go Bash. You can go.
Yeah. I'm down. I love this IP.
These packs are interesting too. So they're going to come with 2 characters from what we hear.
Yeah, the decks are 2 characters, 2 different ways to play it.
Yeah, which is very interesting. They did something similar back in the day with Endines.
Yeah.
That you would get a deck with 2 different characters. Although in Endines, it did very much feel like it was 2 different ways to play, but like the same idea behind the deck.
Fair. So curious to see what they're going to do here.
How they do this. And another good thing to know about these is they're going to come with a booster pack.
Yeah, collector's booster pack. Again, we're not talking mechanically unique promos in this pack. I cannot state that enough. These are going to be foil and alt art versions of the in-deck cards.
Yeah.
So you can buy several of these decks to try to foil out your starter kit, which I think is super dope.
Be a lot of wheeling, dealing. It's all good times ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. Even these Challenger series, I think there will be a huge secondary market backing these things with those collector's booster packs. Curious to see if they ever release those separately.
That would be good. I'd love to see a little. Like they did with the class reunion, right?
You get absolutely. With one of each alt art, one of each foil, what have you. Yeah. For the whales out there that want to just completely shine their deck.
That's this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting thing to note here, as we get into the kind of end of the show, is that the Cowboy Bebop one states that it's potentially not going to some countries. UniVersus Games, if you can shed some light on that would be super cool. I tried to look it up, see if maybe Cowboy Bebop's been banned somewhere. I couldn't find anything. It doesn't state that on our Trigun one here, which I find very curious. But yeah, guys, all in all, these decks look sweet. 60 cards. Interesting that it's 60 cards now that I think about it. Maybe we're going back to 60 card minimum. Let's go. But yeah, very, very neat stuff. If you go to Gen Con, you get these playmats handed to you right here. Both of these guys you're going to get at Gen Con. Those of you that are going to Gen Con, hit up Undefeated at Locals. I want these playmats.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we get to the great stuff. This morning I woke up to a whirlwind of complaints and information. I work late nights, so I did not get this information until hours after some of you had it and were talking about it. And there was obviously a lot of questions. Part of that article states that those decks are going to be played independently by themselves. What do you mean I can't play it in my tournament play? Thankfully, they updated that. They are going to be playable in certain formats. There's going to be now several different formats in the game. UniVersus, which is going to be the multi-IP format that we're all so used to and love. We're going to still have constructed blocks, so MHA's constructed block is still going to be a format and apparently a supported one. We still don't know the nitty gritty behind this. I have no idea what tournament play is going to look like, but of course we won't. This has just been announced. We don't even have to worry about that for a while. Yeah, exactly. Jetburn will probably still be MHA only. We can probably pretty much ensure that.
The one thing we forgot to hit on, the Challenger, so they have their own Challenger Series format, and that's interesting because the Challenger Series decks, the Cowboy Bebop and the Trigun, they're in their own unique little universe.
Yes, that is like the biggest, coolest part. They have their own universe, guys. UniVersus is a storyline that's going to be playing out in these cards. All of these starter deck cards are going to have little quotes at the bottom of them that kind of help you piece together the storyline. We're being told that it's set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. Where Spike has been hired to bounty hunt the Trigun characters, which is super, super dope. Really interesting that they worked with Funimation and Crunchyroll clearly quite a bit to be able to make that happen. Very, very dope stuff.
To see all of that.
So cool to see like an actual UniVersus storyline panning out. But yeah, you guys got updated information here. Again, all UniVersus cards are going to be legal for play in their respective formats. Buying a UniVersus card today, they're going to ensure that it's playable tomorrow. The Trigun and Cowboy Bebop decks will be used in UniVersus format, but not in block formats like MHA block constructed. So yeah. They've given us clearly as much information as possible. Again, we don't even really have to worry about a lot of this stuff right now moving forward, as we're still right in the middle of Season 2. We still have Nats ahead of us. I would be very surprised to see these cards legal for Nationals.
That's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be... I don't want to say definitely, but it's definitely going to be MHAO for Nats.
For sure.
Regardless of what releases. But it's nice to know that in Season 3 we might see a mix-up.
Jetburn, it's interesting they worded Jetburn as coming out in the winter. So that's really interesting stuff. I'm curious to see what releases first, right? Jetburn or these Challenger Series.
Said fall.
That's what I gathered as well. I'm pretty sure these guys are going to release immediately. Very cool stuff, though, guys. A lot to look forward. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. I truly believe it's all positive information. This is a huge step in the company. We've been a little card game for a long time. I think that this is like honestly, truly one of the first big steps since collecting the MHA IP to get us to be like a bigger card game, a bigger entity in that space. The website, check it out, looks sweet. Go watch Paul and Lohan's video on UniVersus CCG's YouTube channel.
Check out the articles. We'll link them in the video description.
Absolutely. Look at Hitch's article about his art design. Super cool stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. check us out next time, and thanks for watching.
Peace.